All right, we're recording. Um, so tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about getting out of your comfort zone, telling your story, the importance of it. Um, and then Abrielle's going to talk just a little bit, and then Colby's going to talk as well. Just about her stories. She's so good about being present in her stories every single day on Instagram. And just the benefits she's seen from that and kind of how she works her stories, because I could definitely get some help on that too. So I do have some notes, so if I look down, that's kind of what I'm going off of. But I feel like we need to go into 2019, which we already have, but continue with getting out of our comfort zones. And that's really what is going to allow us to go to the next level, with our business and with the goals that you have, that you've set for this year. I love the quote, "A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there." And it's so, so true, because if you get into this place where you're comfortable with where you are, but you have this goal of hitting a certain rank, or you want to buy a certain car, or you want to go on a certain vacation, but your comfort zone is keeping you from that, you're never going to take the next steps that will allow you to get to where you want to be. So, I kind of want to share on my end what I did at the very beginning of the year to step out of my comfort zone. And for a lot of y'all know, my Instagram was private. It has been private basically ever since I started it. Before I started this business, I was a very private person. I didn't want to really let anybody in that I didn't know to see my posts, to see what I was doing, to see where I was, none of it. And after how my year ended last year, I told myself, you know what, I'm going to do something different, something I'm not comfortable with, and I'm going public. Because at the end of the day, that is something I personally felt was holding me back from going to the next place in my business, to getting me one step closer to being able to retire from my 9-to-5. And I did that. And I'm still not used to it. It freaked me out. I spent hours upon days deleting a whole bunch of stuff from my page that I didn't want out there. And I redid my page, and I went in on January 1 with a public Instagram account, completely remade over. And I feel that that's going to really, benefit me. So I want to just, highly encourage you, even one thing that you feel is holding you back, try it, go for it, because you never know what you're going to get back out of it. I've been able to grow followers like I hadn't prior to, being private. It's taken me some time to get back into the rhythm, but I think it was a really good thing for me. So I want to kind of talk about self-development, and I think that really helps in getting out of your comfort zone. If you're not growing, your mind's not growing, your business isn't growing. And if you're not, growing your mind, you're not really going to ever feel like you're strong enough or you're capable enough to step out of your comfort zone and take that next step. So self-development is huge. I think we talk about it every single Zoom, but it will do amazing things for you. And I know we're doing a book this month. If y'all didn't see Michaela post about that, scroll back up in the chat, and I'm sure she can put it back in there again. But join the book club that we're going to do. We're going to try and read one book a month. that will kind of ease you into it if you're not into self-development yet. And I know there's so many girls on here. I know Amy posts podcasts quite a bit. Michaela posts podcasts. And if you have an iPhone, I don't think they work on Droid or Android or, whatever it is. I have iPhone. I always have. I don't know what else is out there. But listen to them, because that could be exactly what you needed to hear in that moment in time. You just never know. So kind of transitioning into telling your story. That is huge for your business, and just being able to make a connection with somebody. Your story can do so much for another person. You have no idea. I wrote down, a bank account doesn't move a room, but a story does. And that spoke to me when I heard somebody say that. And, I guess I kind of relate that to, and if y'all weren't on the live event earlier today, y'all have to go back and watch that, because there were some amazing aha moments for me during that. But what he was talking about was nobody cares what your rank is. Nobody even knows what that means. Nobody knows what 200K means. Nobody knows what 40K means. It's what you have to offer people, and what's going to help them. They want to know what's going to help them, what's going to make them happier, what's going to make them healthier, and how to be more successful. And your story is going to allow them to hear that. Not that you're a 40K, or not that, when we throw around these numbers, I think it's so important to know that, how did you get there? What brought you to whatever rank you are, whatever amount, you have in savings, things like that. What led you to that? And I have an example of this, because I've been a lot more transparent recently about kind of what I went through last year and being a single mom, and, my story with that. And I actually had a girl reach out to me on Instagram specifically for that reason, because she's about to become a single mom. She just wanted advice. She wanted somebody to just talk to. And I talked to her over the course of about 2 or 3 days. Nothing about the business, nothing about the product, but she made a connection with me because she had kind of followed my story and knew that was something she could connect to me about, and felt comfortable reaching out to me, because I'm not all up in my page about join me, this product. It's about what's brought me here and how it's changed me and how I feel, and, just kind of my backstory. So I can't stress enough that you need to be sharing your story, whether it might scare you, it might make you nervous to be that vulnerable, but that's what's going to allow you to make those connections with people. And it will be a game changer for your business. I guarantee it. So that's really all I have on my end. I'm going to switch it over to Abrielle so she can go over some things, and then Colby will jump in.
Hello. Okay, so again, guys, yeah, you hear this craziness. Jurassic Park's in the background. But so I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I post about, how I post, and like how I come up with my post ideas. I probably talk about this a lot, but I was with another network marketing company. It works. Y'all know that, for 3 years. And I had no idea what it meant to be consistent, what it meant to connect with your audience, what it meant to grow your network, what it meant to actually be social on your social media other than just selling something. So I pretty much wasted 3 years of my life doing nothing for no reason. Obviously, I learned a lot from that, but I really wanted to take this new opportunity, obviously Le-Vel, really serious because I was seeing a lot of people be successful with it. I was seeing a lot of people, you know, feel great. I was seeing a lot of people just overall just amazing. So amazing things coming out of Le-Vel, and I knew that this was not something that I could just joke around with. And in the beginning, before I started knowing a lot of you guys, I joined Le-Vel under my other upline from It Works, who is now all of our uplines, Kristen. I joined her probably like a month or two after she finally said what she was doing. And I had Thrive in my cabinet for months and had no idea what it was. My family member, my uncle, was actually a promoter in Colorado with a whole different person. And he was like, hey, I really think this stuff would be good for you, so try it. It's this, and this. I got on a welcome call with him and his upline, and I had no idea what this was. Like, I thought it was just something so weird, like Weight Watchers or something. I don't know. So I was a customer for him for like 4 months in order to thrive. Oh my gosh, look at these kids. I don't know what they're doing. Hey, excuse me. Stop. Okay. So I was a customer, not a loyal customer. I was loyally a customer for him, ordering products for 4 months straight. $150. Thrive experience. Never touched it, right? Until somebody else's story that was being shared on social media that I was friends with connected to me and what I was going through, how I was feeling, what I was experiencing. And I'm like, wait a second. This is Thrive. This is what this good stuff is. So I tried it. I was a day one Thriver, and I literally thought it was in my head. I thought it was making stuff up. I thought I was crazy. And I kept using it, and I kept using it. And probably within a month after I used it, I signed up as a promoter. Now, in that month span of me signing up, I signed up August of 2017. I started doing old tactics with my other company and how I was promoting that product and that business. And I kind of brought it to Le-Vel and with Thrive. And slowly but surely, I realized that that's not working. This product is way more than just, hey, come be a customer. Hey, come be a product tester and try the Thrive experience and let me know what your feedback is after 8 weeks. Like, it's more than just a product line. So I knew for some reason I had to figure out a way to connect with these people that were interested that I could not get to purchase. I had to figure out a way to make this more than what it was. I really needed to be 100% like, yo, if you won't do this, you just not living life. So I had to figure out a way to say that, but not saying, yo, you need this, you're not living life. So I really started paying attention to other people that were in other companies that were like top income earners, how they were posting, how they were getting interaction. It would be the dumbest post, and they were getting so much interaction, so many people commenting on this dumb post that they're making, because people actually, that person that they were commenting their stuff, that person inspired them, that person motivated them, that person was funny, that person was 100% real and raw and didn't sugarcoat nothing. And the thing about what a lot of these people in these businesses do is they don't show you guys or show us the negatives in life. And to me, that's so fake. So I've been through a lot. I've gone through a lot within the last couple years, from working 70 plus hours a week at a dealership because I thought I needed to work because I was bored sitting at home and stressing me out, stressing my family out. I had really bad, severe depression after Gemma because it just is a new baby and just everything is crazy. So I went through a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff I don't talk about, but I'm also, as you guys know, a military spouse. Jackie, her husband is in law enforcement. That's a tough job too. There's so many things that you guys are not realizing that like are real life issues that you need to talk about. And I promise you, when you see that there's other people around you that are not suffering, but going through the same problems, and you open up, like Chelsea said, step out of your comfort zone and share something that's super vulnerable about you, you're going to be like, oh my God, people actually care. People actually care for you. They care to see what you're posting. And maybe it might not be 100% about the product or what the product is doing. Yeah, you might throw in that the product has helped you, but they're going to focus on making sure you are okay. You are good. And they're going to keep checking in on you. They're going to keep following you. They're going to keep interacting with you on social media, because that's their only way of communicating with you is through social media. So about 6 months after, which was the new year of 2018, I was like, Michaela, I finally was added to Team Grit, and I saw amazingness in that group, and I was like, oh, y'all, I need to get into this, and I'm ready. Michaela, what do I need to do? She got me into self-development, and y'all think it's dumb, y'all think it's stupid, you think it's whack, I don't know, y'all don't like to read, you better listen to it on Audible, but it's serious. Something. And Chelsea even said, like, I'm 100%, I told Chelsea, I was like, look, girl, like, I love y'all, I love self-development, I love these books and stuff that you guys are giving me, but I can't do this no more. It's too much. Like, I can't. Like, I need someone to just talk to me. So she spoke to me and said, look, you just need to find that one person who is made for you, who speaks to you, who talks about what you're going through and lifts you up. So that's when I'm like, oh wait, you talking about my dad? Because that's who it is. No. But I'm on the hunt to find that one person, whether it's a podcast, an actual book, whatever it is, and that's going to speak to me, because that's what I need. I've done, A, B, and C, and got my feel for self-development, and now I'm addicted, but now it's my time to find that one person that speaks to me. And if that means staying up all night on YouTube, finding that person, so be it. So that's another important thing to this business, to sharing your personal stories, because when you feel comfortable, you build up that confidence through self-development of that problem, say, for example, anxiety, depression, you're going to turn that into a post on social media and you're going to blow up. You're going to be like, oh my God. So this year, or not this year, it's 2019. 2018 was the first few months was like when I took things serious. I dug myself into whatever I needed to dig myself into. I focused on sharing why Thrive helped me. Not why I helped that person, or not why I helped that person, why it helped me. I didn't say, oh, I wake up and take my 3 steps. Like, I mean, I do that sometimes, but I broke it down into, look, I came from not wanting to clean my house, barely washing my behind. I know it's crusty. Not really caring for much, to I clean my house every day. I take a shower every other day. I make sure that I just feel good, you guys. And I'm sure y'all all feel good too with me. Well, we feel good together, right? I hope so. But it just was that simple to put into words what came from me, what came from my heart, what I'm experiencing, because that's all that it is. They're not going to care what Chelsea's doing. My friends are not going to care what Chelsea's doing. They're not friends with me for Chelsea or Michaela or whoever. They're friends with me for me. So they want to know why this product helps me. They want to know why I'm using the 3 steps. Why did I start doing the 3 steps? Because I was tired. I was sick of being tired. I was depressed. I was this, and this. The list can go on and on. So when we say share your story, yes, it's cool to go to the Lavelle fan page and share Susan's Facebook thing, whatever. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But you need to be real, and you need to open up and share something that's don't share nothing too personal. Just take baby steps. But share something that's really that you've noticed over the course of maybe using the 3 steps or incorporating this business, whatever it is that you've seen slowly change in a good way, a positive way. And that's what I like to do for my posts. I like to be real. I like to be funny. I cuss sometimes too much in front of my kids. I mean, last week I told Gemma to do something. She said, I am, God damn. So I was like, oh shoot, but hey, it's okay. We're all learning. someone just fell down the stairs, but it's okay, you know. But I'm learning. Gemma stuck a bead up her nose and I had to give her mouth to mouth. Like, this is a learning experience. I'm sharing this realness with everybody because this is life. And then there's some times when it's super serious. Like, yo, I'm about to be home by myself for a long time. This is hard. This is not fun. I don't want to do this. But I know that there's other people out there on my social media, on my friends list, even locally, that I see that are going through the same thing. So you really just have to find, what works with you. And this is where how I post, or how I come up with my posts. That content calendar that I had you guys do on Saturday, I just found this out a couple months ago. I just put 2 and 2 together and came across this on Pinterest, and I was like, whoa, this might help me a little bit because I'm a little disorganized, but it works. Does it not? Did it not work for you? But did it make it a little bit easier to post something? And you're going to slowly see those topics that you might maybe repeat. So like for me, I want to talk about military spouse, military life at least once a week on my posts, whether it's funny, it's deep down real, hurt, crying, I'm crying, talking about it, or making the post, whatever it is. That's a topic that I'm going to talk about. So when I talk about that topic, sometimes I'll get a lot of interaction, sometimes I don't. But I know deep down inside that it's going to be okay because I put it out there. I was confident enough to share something that I've been through. So just know, I know it's hard. You might be nervous. You might be scared. You might feel like people are going to judge you. Who the F gives a crap? Because they're not paying your bills. They're not going to be the one writing you that $4, $12, however much $1,000 check, whatever you got. They're not physically in your mind. They don't know that. So you have to stand up for you, and you have to do what works for you. And if that means moving a little differently a couple times, you have to do it. But that's what I do. I'm sure y'all see. And in the mix of me posting realness, I also try to throw in, funny stuff, funny memes, just how I feel. And sometimes it's a little inappropriate, but that's just who I am. I'm not fake. I don't fake nothing. I come off hopefully real. I think I'm quite hilarious, but I just put all of that onto social media because those people on my social media, they don't get to be around me every day. So that's what social media is, socializing on social media, right? I don't know. But that's what I wanted to just jabber my jaw about real quick. I would love if y'all need help. I don't mind helping anybody. We can hop on one of these and talk. But the posting and the realness and your story and why you decided to do Thrive, why Thrive is helping you, or what is your story before Thrive, anything. It doesn't even have to be about Thrive. Share it, because I promise you, when you keep sharing it and you keep talking about it, people are going to be like, oh, wow, there's more to this chick than Thrive. Like, she did this. She went through that. I went through that. Like, I need to talk to her, and then that's slowly going to turn into, hey, random, like, y'all don't know how many times random people are like, hey, what's that black, like the other day, hey, I want the Black Label sticker. Okay, here you go. Full Thrive experience. She didn't ask for credits. She didn't ask for a discount. She didn't ask for no money off. She didn't ask for nothing. You know why? Because I've been building the relationship with her to where she trusts me enough to where I say that black sticker on my arm helps me feel better so I don't punch somebody in the face. She's like, oh, girl, yeah, I need it. I'm a military spouse just like you. We connected on that level. So that's just what I'm getting across. Hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully I didn't talk too much. Hopefully I did my job correctly. But
I just want to say, if y'all don't read any of her posts on Facebook or follow her, I know, like, for myself, like, some of the posts she puts up, I'm like, whoa, I felt that. Like, that's when she's very real in a lot of her posts. And that's what you really need to work towards. And it doesn't have to be every single post you make.
No.
She puts up plenty of funny things, plenty of funny memes, plenty of funny pictures and funny posts, but she still makes it a point to throw in something that, like, cuts deep. Like, it's gonna hit somebody. It's gonna make somebody really think about like what they're going through, their situation, or
and don't be like
one post.
And honestly, this is the thing. I might get 6 likes on something that is 100% like bad, not bad, but like, you know, deep down. That's okay, because you want to know what I have more of is inboxes from people like, wow, oh my goodness, really? You know, like, so don't think of it like, stop paying attention to the likes and the comments and stuff so much, because I used to eat myself up. That was like a mental thing that I had to like vomit out in my mouth, because that's nothing. Like 6 likes, okay, 6 people saw it, 6 more people saw this, you know? So don't get caught up in how many likes and how many comments and stuff. Obviously, you know, certain things you do want to have, like there's always that one time when you do want to have that interaction posts, and it might be something that's like, yo, do y'all think vaccinations are real or no, or whatever? I don't know. I don't want to get into
And
that.
then it blows up.
You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes you do want to have a little bit of, you know, interaction with your comments and go back through, and how Colby was talking about in Team Grit, the whole little wait 45-minute thing. That thing works. I don't know about y'all, but I see it working for me. I think it works. But certain times there's certain things, but just in all in one, the whole story thing, like this is just real. So yeah.
Well, and you know, I'll say one more thing and then I'll pass it to Colby, is the majority of people who are going to reach out to you aren't ever going to comment and are never going to like, because I guarantee they have PTSD from a previous company, or somebody from a previous company spamming them the second they like a picture and begging them to try something.
They don't want to, because
so that's why certain people might not ever like a post and might not ever comment on your post. I can't count on my fingers how many people have reached out to me, ordered from me, are a customer, and never interacted with me once on my social media. So it's kind of like, what? Okay, I had no idea you were even following me, that you even were seeing what I was posting, like nothing. Yeah. So being consistent will pay off, I promise you, as long as you're intentional and you're making an impact and you're telling your story. Yep. So I do what?
I said people are watching you.
They are.
They're watching you. They're waiting for that right moment. So even if you don't, like I said, don't get any interaction, oh my gosh, at least you put it out there. So when people do come across that time when they're ready to go, they can refer like, yo, hey, I don't know why I keep saying yo, ew, oh my God. They'll refer back to the post that you made. You know, I'm done talking. I don't know why, I'm tired.
All right, Colby, you want to go? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Hi, guys. Excuse my crazy blanket. I'm in my sister's room and it's cold in here. Anyways, so I am just going to talk about being present on your stories, like on Instagram and Facebook. Now, I'm huge on Instagram. I shut my stories off on Facebook, which I'll probably turn them back on, because now that I just heard Abrielle talk and like more people on Facebook or whatever, and I'm getting less interaction on Facebook. So I'm going to try and turn them on, and then I'll let you all know how that works on Facebook. But Instagram, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I'm probably the most annoying human on Instagram, because I am in my stories all day long. But nothing has worked better for me than being in my stories all day long. I get, no lie, probably 5 to 10 messages a day from people who don't normally message me, people I don't know, just from them watching my stories and like responding back to stuff that I ask, responding back to my polls, my questions, and just like anything that I post in there. Now I can tell you guys, I post so I'll post my steps every morning. And right now, since I've been pregnant, I've only been posting my 1 step, my capsules every morning. But I post that every single morning. And then throughout the entire day, like if you guys don't see me every day on Instagram in my stories, like it's weird. I pretty much document my entire day all day long. And I didn't used to do that, But the day that I started doing it, the day my interaction went up on everything, not just in my stories, not just in my PMs, like on my feed, like everything went up. My followers, like I got more followers from it, real followers, not just random people like following me for no reason, people who are relating to the stuff that I'm posting about. And I post like mom life. I will post pictures of my son, videos of my son, and the crazy things that he does all day. I'll post my to-do list of the chores that I'm going to do all day. And that like lately has been one of the biggest things that I get interaction on. I'll post, oops. I don't know if I cut out, guys. My phone is dying. I've been posting like a to-do list a few days a week. And so in the morning, I'll post my capsules and say like how this is going to give me energy to get all the stuff done every day that I need to get done. And then I post a to-do list and I tell people to send me their to-do list of what they have to get done that day so that they can keep me accountable and I can keep them accountable. And that I've gotten so many messages and people will literally send me like their to-do list. Now this has nothing to do with Thrive. It has nothing to do with the business, but people are like relating to me and like, oh crap, like I need to get some stuff done today. Like, thanks for posting that. You reminded me I needed to go switch my laundry over, or like whatever it is. So it's just like a bunch of like mom life, a bunch of, like Abrielle said, my husband is in the military. He's getting ready to leave. I got on there and I was talking about him leaving the other day and I had so many people message me. And that's, I feel like something that I'm probably going to start posting about more just for the sole fact that he is being deployed. And so that's going to be like rough for me already. And so to get more interaction and more support, and then if I could support anybody else during that or whatever. But it really is just all about staying consistent. I haven't been on social media like as much as I normally am in the last 2 days. We've been so busy. I've kind of been like MIA. I've gotten two total messages in the last 2 days. And I think one of them was from Chelsea. Like, no lie, the interaction on my Instagram has gone down so much because I have not been consistent in the last 2 days. There's nothing for anybody to like, I haven't posted on my feed. I haven't posted on my stories, like rarely, like through 2 or 3 things, but it's normally like 20 videos a day. So really, like, I'm not saying you guys have to go on there and like spill your life, but being consistent every day, even if you make it a thing to post 3 to 5 stories a day, or even just make sure you're in your story at least once a day, but make it something that people can message you about. Make it something like, we always talk about interactive posts on Facebook. You guys can do that same thing on Instagram and even like hashtag stuff in your stories. And if your page is public, more people are going to see that. If they are clicking on that hashtag, then the stories pop up for that hashtag. I hashtag mom life a lot and I get followers and more people interacting with me just through posting that on my stories than probably anything. But I just think it's super important to stay very consistent. I tested it these last 2 days not being on. And like I said, my interaction went down like a ton. But yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to add to that. I don't know. I was taking notes earlier. I don't know if I have anything.
I love that you just said you hashtag in your stories because I never do. And I've never like thought about it. So I'm going to start doing that because it just
pops. Yeah. Like if you go, to like the stories up at the top, if people follow certain hashtags up at the stories of like watching people's stories, there's an actual like story for every single person who hashtag like a certain thing. And so you can watch everybody's stories.
That's super crazy.
Yeah, that's helped a lot.
Yeah, because I wrote that down. I'm going to start hashtagging in my stories just to see if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And when you talked about being consistent, and something I have written down too is just to make an impact, you have to work your business. That takes being consistent. And if you're not consistent, if you're not showing up, if you're not, providing something for somebody, whether it's, something they needed to hear, that connection, that, something, then you're not working your business. You're not growing. So consistency is so huge, and I can't say that enough. And going back to what Abrielle said, you're not going to get interaction on every post, and that's fine. That doesn't mean people aren't seeing you. And that's what matters, is people seeing your story, seeing the change in you, seeing what you're experiencing. And that's just what I love about you, Colby, because you're like in your stories 24/7. You don't care what you look like. You don't care what you talk about. You're real, you're authentic, and you show up.
Hello.
And
I literally think I apologize for what I look like in every story. And my sister's like, you got to stop doing that. You look the same all the time. Like, you
But
just
the thing
look like
is
a mess.
that's you being your authentic self.
Yeah.
That's you
100%.
being genuine with how you are. You're not some girl. I wish I could get the nerve to put on some goddamn makeup every single day because I would look nice. But no, this is from last night.
That's taken a long time. I
Yeah,
have always been the person on social media that, like, I had to be ready. I had to have makeup on. I had to do all of that stuff. And then I started with this business, and I started, like, really this whole self-development thing. I'm going to tell
realizing
everybody
stuff.
right now will
Yeah.
make you feel so comfortable in your own skin. It's crazy. No, like, everybody's like, my whole family's like, do you put makeup on anymore? I'm like, no, I feel fine.
Like, that breaks my skin out.
Yeah, like,
I love that you just said that, because I was actually going to ask you, like, what caused you to, like, really step out of that and just, like, open up and be yourself and not worry about putting on makeup. So I love that you
100% self-development. I've never been like this. If you go back and look from before I started with this company, no, selfies all day. I looked cute all the time, and I'm a hot mess, and I'm totally fine with it. Like, I'm good.
And that's the thing too. Like, that's great that you can accept that and you're happy with that, because some people, you won't catch them a day in their life in public without looking like who did it and why. So
I can tell you, there's actually one person who really helped me with that, like, a lot, and that's Kristen. She was one of the first, like, her post when I first, because I mean, I signed up under her. She's the reason why I signed up with this company. I used all the products like 3 years ago, but to sign back up and to be a promoter, and all of Kristen's, like, hot mess, like, mama post, and, like, her no makeup on, her hair's all crazy. Like, I think she posted one, her lashes were all crazy. Her daughter threw up on her. Like, that was like, I was like, this is it. This is like
real life.
So comfortable. And it's, real life. That's it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to add, Brittany asked in the chat how to do stories. So when you click on Instagram, let's see if it'll let me do this without, in this top corner, there's a camera. Click on that, and then you can take a picture so you can see back, or if you just swipe up, it'll give you the option to post a picture that you already have taken. The other thing too with stories is it gives you can just type music, you can go live. If you hold down the button, you can video, you can do a boomerang. It has all sorts of options on there to do. The other thing too is, here, let me just take a picture just so I can show you. So after you take a picture, it's just my table, you can swipe and do filters, but if you swipe up, it gives you all these options. By utilizing these options, your story is going to show up in other people's feeds more. So it's kind of one of those things that you just have to play with, but it's in the right, as soon as you hop on, just click that camera, and that's how you post to your stories. It's super easy.
It's definitely something that I'm not, like, the only reason why my Facebook stories are on my Facebook stories is because I get the option when I post a status if I want to add it to my story. So that's been something for me too that I've been wanting to really start to get better with, is being in my story. So don't think that you're gonna know what you're doing the first day you do it, because I still don't know what I'm doing. I think it takes really some, like, I see people's stories and I'm like, they got the little emoji thing, they got the little GIF, they got the little swipey, they got the music playing, like, dang, like, I'm just posting a picture and adding a filter, I'm saying like, so it definitely takes some time because I know I'm still learning, but definitely something that I think is also important, because the reason why I like to add to my story is because sometimes people might, like, my post might get lost, and the Facebook story at the top, Instagram story at the top is the first thing people see when they click on something. And I'm always like, for example, like, I'm always catching my husband, like, looking through people's stories. You know, he's looking at people's stories. He ain't even scrolling. He's just looking at people's stories. So I think the whole story thing is definitely something important that we all should try to utilize a little bit more, just in case, you know, you are finding yourself not, what can I say? Because this is going to kind of defeat the whole purpose. Not staying consistent, but maybe you might think that people aren't seeing your post and you're not getting the interaction you want. Maybe your stories are where you need to be more to get that interaction or get that, you know, noticeable interaction that you want. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that's all.
One, the fact that you have the ability to message people straight from stories, you know, I keep hearing that that's huge, and a huge way to make sure your posts do get boosted up and your stories do get seen more. So I've been really trying to, as I'm watching, if I feel some sort of connection, I follow a ton of moms. So a lot of things in my stories are moms posting about their kids or doing this or doing that. And so if I feel like I can send a genuine message about whatever it is they're doing, I'm messaging them about whatever they posted in their stories. And I've been able to have some really good, just genuine conversations about, you know, what that mom was doing with her daughter that day, or, you know, what this mom was ranting about with her children that, you know, the other day. And so just interacting in your stories is huge too. Colby, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I don't, well, kind of. So on my feed, just another thing like about Instagram, I think Michaela's talked about this too. So like on my feed, I'm like very consistent with like my color theme and like this kind of things that I post and like that kind of thing. So I think like it's important like to be in your stories, because then you get to show like your social media, like a kind of like a different side of you, like how Abrielle does on Facebook. Like some posts are like so deep and like so whatever, and then the other posts are like hilarious. Well, like I kind of do that same thing like in my story. So like my posts on my feed are like my serious kind of stuff, and then I go in my stories and I'm like being goofy and like whatever. So I think that's like another like important thing is like to make sure that like your feed looks like somebody wants to scroll through it, and then on your stories you can kind of go in and like they'll see like another side of you, but like a good side. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
that's awesome, Alicia. So she's been hashtagging more in Instagram and got more followers and interaction. So apparently like hashtags are big. I've never been big on hashtags like ever, but I was private for so long that they never mattered, because when you're private, if you hashtag, only the people that follow you are going to be able to see your posts if they search a hashtag. So what's the point? So I'm trying to integrate more hashtags without just like word vomiting hashtags all over every single post that I do. But I'm going to try and do it in my stories and see what difference that makes, because I've never thought about doing that. I guess I didn't realize that it worked that way. So that's kind of cool. That's something that I just learned. Does anybody else have anything they want to add, or any questions or anything like that? I know one more thing that I'll say, and just as far as going back to like what me and Abrielle had talked about, like outside of this Zoom, and just finding somebody that like speaks to you. And, you know, I know the way that I found, like for me, Tony Robbins, I've said that I don't know how many times. He speaks to me like no other. I will watch some of his stuff and I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, I'm going to cry because of just how powerful he is to me. Gary Vee is amazing for me, but he's more business side. He legit speaks to my cussing soul, because I'm a cusser away from my child. And he cusses, he's real. He doesn't bullshit you. He's legit. And I recently found, if you're even you have some sort of religion, you're semi-religious, I found a pastor recently on YouTube his name is Stephen Furtick, I think is how you pronounce his last name, but he's with Evolution Church. And if you go to his page, and I'm happy to post it in the chat, he has multiple playlists for different categories that could really speak to you, whether it's personal, different things from relationships to, like goals and what might be holding you back, different things. And I have really enjoyed listening to him as well. But I found all of these people, and I realized I connect with these people by just searching YouTube for certain things, like how I was feeling, what I was wanting, what I was looking for. And these videos would pop up, and I just started watching. And it's like when you go on Facebook and you click a video and you watch the 80 videos that come behind it, and they just automatically like play one after another. That's kind of how I've been on YouTube. You click on one, and then they're going to play you another one that's kind of just like what you watched. So don't be afraid to go on YouTube and type in like, inspirational videos or, whatever it is that you're looking for, because you might come across something that really speaks to you. Then you can look more into that specific person who put up that video or, whoever was speaking. But I think that's all I have. If anybody else has anything to add. Michaela?
No, I was going to say Stephen Furtick. I think that's how you say his last name too. I don't know. He did write the book that we're reading for the book club.
Yes.
So, but he's younger, so it's kind of nice because Tony Robbins and all them are really good, but he's more like
this generation,
20s, probably early 30s.
Yeah.
So I feel like he does a really good job of relaying things to that age group. So that's why I like him so much.
Yeah.
But that's it.
All right. Well, thanks y'all for hopping on. And again, any of us are always around if you have questions or if you want help with anything or, want to talk through posting stories, any of it. So, I hope everybody has a good rest of your night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.